Hey, Coach, what have you seen from your team this summer and their growth and what you've been impressed with?
Yeah, we've had a great summer. I mean, it's been a lot of fun to get to know our new kids, to see our returners really step up and be great leaders. They're really hungry. I think you've seen that. I've seen a different commitment level from the entire group. I've seen a lot of unity and a lot of really hard work. I think we've had a great summer. We've learned a lot. They've gotten to know each other, and like I said, I just think the commitment level is very different.
We heard a lot about depth at football yesterday.
Yeah.
There's a lot of depth now to this team with your new additions, isn't there?
Yes, absolutely. We are longer, we're more athletic, we're faster, we're deeper in every position. A lot of internal competition, which is always good for your team. And just a lot of kids that are on the same page about what they want and what they're trying to do. And like I said, I can't speak enough about the returners and how hungry they are and how unified they are. And I think that's really important for our growth.
What were you looking for in the transfer portal, particularly?
Yeah, more athleticism, a little more length. We had to get bigger in some spots, and then we needed some skilled players that could really shoot the basketball. And we've developed a lot of depth in those areas, and I think that we're at least 2 deep in every spot, if not 3 in some. And like I said, just a lot of competition, but competitive spirit amongst each other. But we just needed to get a lot more athletic, I thought, and a little bit more deeper. That's not good English, but a little deeper.
What's it like having Adley here?
Yeah, great. I mean, we want to bring those hometown kids back. It's awesome to have her here. She's, I've known her since she was probably in the 8th grade, and she works extremely hard. She's everybody's favorite. She's gelled with the team really well, and I love walking into every store in Lubbock and them asking me about her, and I think that's super important. That just tells me that we're going to have a lot of people in the stands.
How much of the recruiting process this year was kind of keeping everybody in the same timeline when you're stacked with a lot of juniors and sophomores as opposed to freshmen and seniors?
Yeah, I don't think we really looked at that too much. I mean, because literally we have 8 juniors, and that's not a great thing to have when you're recruiting, because that's 8 people you have to replace at some point in the same class. But at the same time, it makes us older, and we definitely want to be older and more experienced. I think they're also hungrier, and that's kind of what's happening with the transfer portal now, is that people stay old. And last year we were very young, and so the fact that we were just trying to get really great players that fit our style, that fit our philosophy, that fit our needs, and I think we really did a great job in the portal.
There's a lot of changes kind of into the NCAA in general with all the House settlement and changes like that. How do you think that'll affect women's basketball?
It'll be interesting to see. I think there's so many unanswered questions right now, but we're just taking it one day at a time and seeing what we can do. We're still trying to really heavily recruit our own players to keep them here. I think that's really important. I think Texas Tech will always stay ahead of the curve. So with revenue sharing, they will absolutely stay ahead of the curve and make sure that we are at the forefront and that we're fighting with a fully loaded weapon. When it comes to that, I think Kirby's really good at that. I think that if we continue to build great relationships with our kids, they'll want to stick around and be here and be Lady Raiders. So I just think there's a lot of moving parts, a lot of different things, a lot of still unanswered questions, but I think for the most part, Texas Tech does a great job of staying ahead of it.
How have you seen the transfers that you've brought in mesh with the returning group of girls?
Yeah, I think it's been fantastic. I really am pleased with our chemistry. I think that they all really understand why they came here. I think we did a good job in the recruiting process of telling them what our goals were and what our mission was, and I think our returners also relayed that message whenever they came on campus for their visits. And so I think they knew what they were committing to. And so it's been really fun to see them gel and to see them push each other and help each other too. I mean, they're definitely setting the standard, and you can see we've got culture on the back wall. We've got a different word each week, but it's fantastic that that's words on there today as we finish our summer session, because I think our returners have really set the tone with our culture, and they've really tried to uphold it and set the standards.
And y'all are wrapping up the summer session. Is there a particular transfer or even returner that's just really stuck out to you and really helped lead this team over the summer?
Yeah, I think our returners have done a fantastic job. I mean, I'm really proud of Jazz Shavers and Bailey Maupin and Jordan Merritt, Kyla. Freelon. I think they've done a really good job of being those vocal leaders that they need and holding people accountable. I think that's been great. I think our returners, our newcomers, I think that Danae Fritz and Jalen Bristow particularly have really stepped up and have just kind of set the tone of being in the gym all the time, of being hungry, of knowing that they've came from programs that were in the NCAA tournament and they want to help take a program there. I think Adley Blacklock obviously works her tail off every single day, and I think she just leads by example, and that's been really great to see. So I've been super pleased with. I'm sure I'm leaving some people out, but they've all really done a good job.
And then what's your message to Red Raider Nation as you wrap up summer ball?
Yeah, just how exciting it's going to be. I think that they need to come to a practice and take a look. I think they need to follow us on social media and see all the things that we're doing. But they're going to love this team. They're going to love how hard they play. They're going to love how talented they are. And I think they're really going to love how hungry they are and how much they really enjoy and wanted to be Lady Raiders.
You mentioned Jalen Bristow. Fritz is another Big 12 player. How much does that experience help?
Oh, it's huge, right? It's huge. When you've actually been there and done that and played on teams that have played in the tournament, I think that's huge for them to be able to come in and share that experience with us. And they talk about it. Like, they talk about it off the court. They send me text messages about playing in the tournament. And it's July, and those conversations are happening, and I think that's really big. So I think they're also really showing what it takes, the extra effort that it takes in the summer. They're in the gym all the time. The only reason this gym is empty right now is because we're about to have a meeting, or they would be in here getting shots up until we run them out, really. And we don't run them out, so they're up here quite a while. But they're just really showing what it takes to get to that next level of where we want to be back to.
You have a couple of transfers from Odessa too. Have you seen a connection with those two at all?
So Sarah hasn't gotten here yet, but any day now. So we've had a little bit of trouble with her visa, but it's okay now, and so she has not been here yet. Super excited about getting her here. Ivana has been here all summer, but she left early to go back home for a little while. So while Ivana was here, it was fantastic. She connected really well. I think we will definitely see a connection on the court between those two, and they played really well together at Odessa, and I'm excited about that chemistry that they're going to have.
Talked a little bit about both Jalen and Adley, but you also have Bailey here, some West Texas people that other fans would know from their high school days.
Yeah.
Is that was that a sticking point for you, that you kind of wanted to bring some local flavor here, adding in with
No doubt.
Bailey and Kelly?
Yeah, no doubt. So, obviously I played here. Obviously, when we won the national championship, we had almost all Texas kids on our roster. I don't think we have to have all Texas kids, but I do think that West Texas really embraces their own, and they love women's basketball, and they're going to support it. So when I took this job, we had one player from the state of Texas in the locker room, just one. And so I think we've tried to do a really good job of keeping kids home that are in this area, or bringing them back here, because I just feel like that's how you fill up an arena. I think that people from all areas understand what Lady Raider basketball is about, and they want to support our kids. And so we do want to keep local kids home, and we do want to keep them here so that we can fill that arena up. And let's be honest, every one of those kids grew up watching Lady Raider basketball and wanted to be a Lady Raider, and we needed this program to be in a position that they could come in and still want to be a part of a winning program.
And do you think that kind of adds to, I guess, kind of the mystique of turning it back into what it was when you were here, with having local kids being able to kind of do
No
that?
doubt. I think just West Texas is special, and I think that's what it's about, and I think there's plenty of talent here. We just got to keep them home and give them something to play for, and so I think that's definitely part of the mystique. I think that this definitely could be a place that can win a national championship and that can hang banners, and that's why I came back. I wouldn't have came back if I didn't think that could happen, and I think there's people in this area that we can do it with.
Anything else? All right.
Would you just talk real quick about Maya and what
Absolutely.
what she said, what has impressed you about her?
Yeah, obviously, we've really struggled finding a 5-player that can really help us and give us some great minutes. And she is such a great kid. I think she's a hidden gem because she's very quiet, but she works extremely, extremely hard. And she realizes that she has a great opportunity here. She's very grateful to be at Texas Tech and to play her last year here. And she just gives us solid effort. She gives us, some strength and some size on the inside and a lot of heart. And I love that about her. And I think people are going to really be attracted to her because she is so quiet. She's going to be really intriguing to them.
Thank you, Coach.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Coach.
Appreciate y'all.
Thanks for everything.
Absolutely.
Thank you all for coming.